It's Thursday, November 8th. This is the news on PBCJ. I am Simone Absalom. The authorities have implemented measures to prevent any public health risks following the discovery of cases of malaria on a Nicaraguan boat which was intercepted in Jamaican waters. 3 of the 94 passengers on the boat have been diagnosed with the mosquito-borne disease, malaria. They have been transferred to a hospital. The Ministry of Health has been engaged in other routine vector control activities since the malaria cases were detected. Malaria is a life-threatening disease that is typically transmitted through the bite of an infected Anopheles mosquito. The symptoms of malaria include fever, chills, headache, sweat, fatigue, nausea and vomiting. The parliamentary opposition wants an update on the multi-agency investigation into entities which fall under the Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology. The Auditor General, Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency, MOCA, and the Integrity Commission are probing the allegations of corruption, nepotism and financial irregularities at PETROJAM and NESOL. At a media briefing Wednesday afternoon, PNP General Secretary Julian Robinson said the opposition is anxiously awaiting the findings. He said if the reports are complete, they should be released to Parliament, and if they are incomplete, at least an update should be given on the status of the investigation. The Cabinet Office and Ministry of Finance and the Public Service have been urged to develop regulations for ministries, agencies and departments of government regarding the employment of ex-offenders in the public service. This is among the 6 recommendations contained in the report on deliberations with the agencies under the Ministry of Science and Technology, which have appeared before the Public Administration and Appropriations Committee, the PAAC of Parliament, over the past 7 months. The document is to be tabled in the House of Representatives next week. Committee Chairman Dr. Wickham McNeil told yesterday's meeting of the committee at Gordon House that disclosure.
Employment application forms for all MDAs should include question on previous convictions, but ex-offenders whose records have been expunged would not be required to state their previous convictions. The point was that we had indicated that we thought that there were certain positions that would require persons to indicate if they had prior convictions and others that do not. Those that do, there has to be a clear situation, there has to be a clear decision as to which ones do and which ones do not, and that it must be included on the application forms for those positions.
The recommendation has been made against the background of controversy surrounding former head of National Energy Solutions Limited, NESOL, Carolyn Warren, after she admitted to past multiple criminal convictions. Warren eventually quit her post at the agency, which falls under the energy portfolio and which has been placed temporarily in the office of the Prime Minister. Jamaicans who are not or partially registered will be provided with free birth certificates ahead of the rollout of the National Identification Program next year. The move follows Jamaica Observer's story about 17-year-old Raheem Powell's plight of not having a birth certificate, which kept him from going back to school after he dropped out at grade 6. NIDS expressed an interest in assisting him. However, the Registrar General Department, RGD, had already begun the registration process. Chief Technical Director in the Office of the Prime Minister, Jacqueline Lynch Stewart, who is heading the NIDS project, says there is a budget in the program for undocumented persons. Young people need to level up and aspire to be entrepreneurs, so says State Minister in the Ministry of Youth and Information, Floyd Green. With November being recognized as Youth Month, the minister says there will be an Around the Table series which targets entrepreneurs.
And what we do in Around the Table is that we try to get some of the best entrepreneurs from right across Jamaica to sit down with 15 to 20 of our young people to go through their experience. We believe that, and what we have found, to be honest, it has been one of our most successful programs thus far over the last few years in relation to the feedback from the young people, that when our entrepreneurs share their experience.
Minister Green says the series has generated a positive response among youth.
A lot of our youth who want to do business recognize that the story isn't that different than those that they see that have made it. And again, they see gaps in their approaches. They see what they need to do. They have first-hand experience in people telling them what can be done. And we see them using that to transform their own ideas into business plans. So we'll continue that. We'll be doing 14 for the month, going to every single parish.
He was speaking at a JIS think tank session last week. Motorists should see a decrease at the pumps in prices of gasoline and diesel today. According to the latest ex-refinery costs from PETROJAM, 87 and 90 octane gasoline will be sold for $133.48 and $136.32 per litre, respectively, down by $2.47 each. Automotive diesel fuel will be sold for $141.87 per litre, following a decrease of $1.84, while ultra-low sulfur diesel is down by $1.92 and will be sold for $146.30 per litre. Meanwhile, kerosene decreased in price by $2.08 and will be sold for $120.83 per litre. In regional news, Adrian Saunders, president of the Caribbean Court of Justice, CCJ, says he respects the decision of Grenadians as well as Antiguans and Barbudans who, on Tuesday, voted against having the regional court as their highest appellate court. Both countries held referendums on whether to replace the London-based Privy Council. In a statement Wednesday afternoon, Justice Saunders said the results will not deter the CCJ from serving with distinction those nations who currently send it their final appeals. Justice Saunders added that one of the positives that has come out of the exercise is that there is sustained public education in both nations and the conversation about the CCJ has intensified. He said the court will also continue to process and hear applications from all CARICOM states and from CARICOM itself in its original jurisdiction. In sports, we kick off with football, as Jamaica's under-20 team coach, Jerome Waite, says that the focus for the next two CONCACAF World Cup qualifying games is to score as many goals as possible to give themselves the best chance of advancing from the group. The only group winners will progress, and the Jamaicans are currently level on 7 points with Mexico, who enjoy a superior goal difference. The Junior Reggae Boys played out a brilliant 2-2 draw with Mexico in the CONCACAF qualifiers at IMG Stadium in the United States on Tuesday. Their next game is scheduled for today against Aruba. And that's it for the news. Thanks so much for making it PBCJ. Remember, we are the People's Station.